episode 448 of Global from Asia. Wen is talking about when you should go to live streaming and live selling and short videos. This is a fun one we did here at Guangzhou, China during a FBA for You meetup. Let's tune in.
Welcome to the Global from Asia podcast, where the daunting process of running an international business is broken down into straight-up, actionable advice. And now, your host, Michael Michelini.
Thank you so much for listening to, or maybe watching. I'm here in my home studio here in Chiang Mai, Thailand. I am recovering. We pushed ourselves hard here in the community and in the team of creating the last few months of course, Cross-Border Summit, Cross-Border Mastermind. We went to the FBA for You and the Canton Fair trips and the DCVAK and so many things. The roadshow with Flippa for the Cross-Border Summit. Just so much happening. So I am recovering. Once you start to get a little bit of rest, you realize how exhausted you are. But we can chat a little bit about some of the things I learned and people, ideas that I have. Maybe after this amazing show. We recorded this at the FBA for You meetup, the Canton Fair's Amazon Seller meetup that Chris Davey does. We met Wen. Her name is Wen. She's great. She does full-time every day or 6 days a week. She is doing live streams for live selling in Guangzhou, China on TikTok and other channels. So it's a really fascinating discussion. It's a totally different world than I'm used to as an Amazon or e-commerce seller, and we all need to open our minds and learn these new worlds. So I'm also going to follow up with her about some of our products that we sell. It's a really great discussion. So let's tune in, and then after, if you want to watch, I'll share some things I learned in the Phuket Mastermind and the Cross-Border Summit and other things. So that's it. Let's tune in. Are you looking for USA banking solutions for your e-commerce business? I am proud to say Mercury.com is supporting the podcast here, third year in a row at Global from Asia, and we're proud to say it because we use them ourselves for many of our own Amazon brands and e-commerce brands and joint ventures with our US structures, and they're super easy to do, online application, no fees, and they have great customer support, have helped us with trouble with Amazon Seller Central over the years about some receipts and statements and everything like that. So we're so happy to say thank you, Mercury, for supporting our show, being a great service and supporting other e-commerce sellers. We're really proud to say they're a sponsor here, and we also have a video tutorial as well as an overview and a special link with a little bonus for you as well for us under certain conditions. Check it out at globalfromasia.com/Mercury for that information. Thank you for listening, and thank you, Mercury.
We're here in Guangzhou, China.
Yeah.
My last night before I go back to Thailand, I'm at the FBA for You meetup, and we met Wen last week.
Hello, I'm Wen here.
It's really cool. I was really impressed with your energy and talking and what you're doing with live streaming.
Yeah, on TikTok. Mm-hmm.
Yes, so I want to get our listeners and viewers to hear more about your story too. I'd like to hear some of your story and some motivation for sellers about live streaming. So you were in Norway in fashion, I remember.
Well, that's a long time ago. Yes, I got my already DTC at the time, 2008. I just say it was a bit too early.
Oh.
So the overhead cost was ridiculous. So yeah. But then at the time, I already got the web shop, purchasing here in China and selling it directly on the web shop. Yes.
Okay.
But that's way too early. So like all this kind of logistics was killing me. Yeah.
Sure, yeah. I was early too. I started selling in 2004 on eBay in the US.
Oh.
And the logistics was killing me as well.
Yeah.
That's why I came to China in 2007 for sourcing, because I was always getting trouble sourcing, and logistics was always a headache for me.
Right. So, but did it help? I suppose, yes?
It helped highlight that that's not what I like to do. I like to do the marketing. I think maybe you too. I like to do the sourcing and the...
Oh, I don't like that either. No.
Yeah. But I think some people here are good at that, but they're not good at the marketing. When did you get into live streaming?
Well, actually, it is 2021 because TikTok started in the UK in April. In July, they started in Indonesia. And in August, I was invited by ByteDance because at the time, there weren't so many English-speaking folks here due to COVID. And even if that they are native speakers, they may not be so used to the camera.
Yeah.
So, yeah, or they're not a sales at all. So because this job, it does require a bit You're actually sales in front of the camera.
Yeah, that does make sense. Like you said before recording, if you're not interesting, people will just not watch.
Yeah, first and foremost, we got to be an entertainer because if you're not fun, no one want to get. So if you're not fun, you might actually just well in this business. And then second, that you're just actually a sales in front of the camera, just that you're doing your sales job with the camera pointing at you.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. So 2021, that's awesome. I didn't know it. So ByteDance, they invited you because you were doing content somewhere else, or how did they find you?
No, not really, because my English was good. And then friends of mine, they knew it. So I was like, would you like to give it a go? Because before that, I was, also different line of work. Yeah. So I was sales director for a actually German company.
Okay.
But because of COVID, so they shut down the business here in China, and I was given a pretty handsome compensation.
Oh, good.
So that's why, I could try other things, perhaps.
That's exciting. That's one thing about COVID. We all got to learn something new. Mm-hmm. Something new, right? We all had. I also lost one of my main work during COVID.
And I'm sorry to hear about that.
Well, like you said, it's sad, but we got new opportunities.
True. One door opens, one door closes, one door opens.
Exactly. So that's what we're doing. So then you get into live streaming.
Yeah.
And I have to admit, maybe others listening who don't know either. We need to say, what is that? Like creating live streaming, is it also recorded? Do people watch it? Is it edited? Is it like...
No, it's actually done. We just go live, and then nothing is pre-recorded at all.
Nothing pre-recorded?
No.
Is it recorded? Is it saved? Or is it just... It's
live.
So then when this live is over, what happens? It's gone? Or is it saved?
You can download it, actually replay in about 3 months. So I think that is still available on a platform. So, but afterwards, then you can't get access to the playbacks anymore.
How long should you live stream for?
Well, actually, at the beginning, it's like 1.5 hours to 2. And then gradually, it stretched from 4 to 6 hours a day. And pretty soon, actually, like in 2022, after just a year, already it's like 24/7. One studio will have like 4 to 6 hosts. Yeah. So like 4 to 6 hours per shift. So it's like round the clock.
Okay.
Because after all, ByteDance owned the Chinese version of TikTok. At the time, it's already that way in China. So the international version, kind of follows suit.
I need to put out. And that's confusing to me too. So you were on the international TikTok.
Yes.
From China.
Right. And the domestic version has nothing to do with the international one. Completely different.
And the e-commerce part came later? Or is the live streaming and e-commerce always the same? Or was it separate?
TikTok came into existence in 2017. They launched the beta version, I think, in May, if the memory serves, if not September. And then 2019, they started the e-commerce part, but that is short videos, not live streaming. That's not until 2021. Like I said, in April in the UK, in July, Indonesia, and end of the same year in the US. At the time, we have something called like the US-UK combined shopping cart. Hope so. No, pretty blowing. But that you can say. And because at the time in the UK, they started with the strategies like we're selling everything cheap in order to enter the market. So I'll give you an example, like a pair of earpods from Lenovo. It's like 99p, less than a quid. Freight included, because they were hoping to establish this kind of credibility and trying to convince the new users that it's worth the hassle to go through a couple of steps to complete the purchase. But think about it, who you gonna attract? And not long, that the UK audiences were getting so spoiled that is like anything is more than a quid, we can go and buy it.
Wow.
And then end of that year, there's something UK-US combined shopping cart. So meaning that actually US audience would see in dollars while the UK in pounds. And also there was a regulation at the time required by ByteDance that you need to reach a certain GMV, gross merchandise value, before they allow you to sell in the US.
Got it.
The moment they were allowed to sell in the US, they would ditch the UK market right away like this. Because like in the US, we start a price like $49.99, excluding freight. And think about the difference. So then March 2022, is it 2022 or 2023? Yeah, 2023, they stopped the subsidy when it comes to the freight. So the UK market plummeted the same day. Yeah.
But it's still happening in the UK now, or?
Yes. Yes. But I haven't actually been that active in the market at all, because for me, that in UK actually I've been selling a lot of different products like lingerie, makeups, toys, household appliances, furniture, all sort of things. And then in the UK is actually under the fashion categories, handbags, which are so kind of the glorious sales champion sort of journey.
Handbags. I remember when I was in New York City, Chinatown, they got a lot of handbags everywhere.
And we're sitting right in the middle of it, right here in China, Guangzhou. Yes.
It's the handbag capital.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, definitely see lots of products here, markets. So.
Right.
So for e-commerce sellers, like I don't think it was in a recording, but a lot of sellers myself included, feel tired. We're trying to get influencers. We're sending samples. They're not replying.
Same one here.
Yeah?
Yes.
It's the same?
I think that actually from very early on, that is what they were trying to do already, the sellers here in China, to approach the KOLs, KOCs, or influencers in America. So they all said the same, where it was pretty hard, and the result wasn't good at all. So you send out the samples, nothing happened.
Yeah, a lot of samples I send. Some of my friends say you gotta just keep following up. You just gotta keep pushing, keep following up.
It's like you almost have to hold their ears.
Yeah, and I say a lot of people, they have virtual assistants that do this. They also complain to me, the virtual assistants, because they are just babysitting the influencer to get them to remember to do it.
That's also the story I heard. It's like what happened with the influencers. It's like if nobody kicked them to work, they ain't gonna work.
Yeah. So is there some hope for us, or what should sellers do? Like to tap into this, do our own channel, invest in our own account influencers, or do live stream? Or
I don't think there is actually one answer to that, because it depends on the stages of the platform. Now it's very different than like 2 years ago, and also depending on your business and like what you have and whether you're a brand. And so this all sort of going to come to play, how you're gonna do it. So I think it's really case by case. There is like no one answer to that question.
Okay, let's just say smaller brands, like 1 million, 7-figure we call it, like multiple millions of revenue, like.
Well, I'll give you an example, because like in the US, I was working with the handbags, the purses. And actually, it's better that you are not the brand at all, because like any brands here in China, actually you're no brand in America, for example. And actually it's just going to add up the costs, because you're a brand, so you don't really want to dump the market, especially if you're selling already here in China. You feel like, oh my goodness gracious, we're selling like 500 here, and then it's like we're selling 50 in the US. No, that's not a good thing to do. But at that particular moment is that to sell it, to get the whole thing going. It's not about to create sort of like brand awareness, to get the brand loyalty. It's to make the business work. You get in the products and you sell it at a profit, and then hopefully that is going to pay off the entire operation teams and this and that, all the expenses that you have.
All right.
Mm-hmm. And so like all I said, the resources that you have is like if you're a newcomer, at the time there's a lot of people actually just buy and sell. And it worked too. But that's at the very early stage. And also with all the subsidies, of course it worked. But then later on, yes, you have experience on Amazon. I'm sure that like at the beginning it's a lot easier because of subsidies, and then the platform is not mature, they need you, and you may not need them, but you find out, wow, there's a lot of profit, and then why not give it a go? And then they start to raise the bar, right? So I think the journey is most likely more or less the same.
Okay.
And the interesting is that it's like there's no permanent enemies and no permanent friends, only permanent interests. Because not long ago, Amazon regarded TikTok as #1 sort of competitor.
Yeah.
And what happened? Now they're in cooperation, so that to fight against Temu.
Yeah.
So actually, right now, TikTok Shop, you can go directly to the Amazon store.
Yep.
So
Perfect. And the invitation.
So they're actually, I'm sure that they all have their own agenda, so to speak. TikTok, one part of the Amazon store expertise in e-commerce, and then vice versa, the traffic, the users on TikTok.
Okay.
And so until today, because we had a saying that in the past, it's like cash is king, right? But now data is king.
Okay.
Once you got the data, like what ByteDance is doing as well, here in China, and China's e-commerce or the big internet companies, it's all the same. they get all the data, and then they were able to reach to any sort of sectors. Because as a human being, we have a lot of needs. We're going to go eating, shopping, education, medical, banking, all this. So they're able to actually have this kind of custom-made individual services once they get to know you.
Yeah, just like the Didi or Grab or Uber, they also want all your data so they can sell you more stuff.
Correct.
Yeah, so I think all the platforms best to enable data, AI, like you said, first recommendations.
Yes.
So maybe it was smart. I feel like, I start posting on Amazon, and I'm an influencer on Amazon. I don't know that personally. And I make my own videos, and I tag my own product, and then I shows up on my listing as what content.
You said this for me one day.
I did that for I'm not doing it for views or revenue or affiliates. I'm doing that for more validation of my listing, my product. And hopefully now with TikTok integration, people can send.
Well, I think that at the beginning, that especially with the established business, they were just trying to get the traffic or the viewers to their Amazon stores, as a matter of fact, instead of complete. Because 2024 now, last year, that there are still actually, you can go to Shopify to actually finish the purchase. And then they close it off August to last year.
From TikTok to Shop?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they closed off.
At the time, I don't know if it's open now.
Because I was literally just looking at TikTok, and you could connect to Shopify plugin. I'm not sure for what purpose, but it just seems like it's changing so fast. But that's why I just still tell people, good quality. I focus on product more than marketing lately. I guess maybe getting older or busier, but I make good product. I guess good reviews and people like, and people tell other people, and people buy. But of course, I feel guilty. I'm not doing this live streaming. I'm not going to influencers.
Don't, because actually, like I said, depending on the resources, if you're a newcomer, just got started with e-commerce, then just buy and sell, or if you're already established. And also, who are your target audience or your customers? Like on TikTok, actually, if you're talking about just video-wise, I think that actually YouTube long video, I think that they got more patience, and that comes with age, correct?
Yeah.
And then TikTok actually typically 8 to 15 seconds, if you're longer than a minute. Well, the rate is not so good, the finish watching the video. And then Instagram is kind of in between. So if you're grabbing a young audience, which actually all the brands are doing, because it's a lot easier to brainwash them when you're younger. To acquire customers at a lower cost, because 30 plus, if you haven't made up your mind, well, then maybe you're not going to make up your mind for the rest of your life. Otherwise, people reaching that age, they already have their own views of a lot of things. So they're most likely loyal to a certain brand of some particular products.
Right. Yeah.
So the cost of actually brainwashing them is pretty high. And if you actually somehow successfully in the end with tenfold of the cost or expenses to brainwash them successfully, and then save at the age of 40. And then if they gone at the age of 80, you only got 40 years versus 20 to 80, 60 years with only a fraction of the cost.
Okay.
So it really depends. That's why the reason I was telling you that there's no absolute answer, no one answer to the question that you've asked, really depending on your business and your target audience, and also the stage of the platform and also your development stage of your business. So, but if you wanted to attract young audience, and it got to be something or things that are selling on TikTok these days, or actually from the very beginning, probably changing ever so slightly right now, or novelties, well, it got to be fun, very affordable, and also easy to come with the content. And that's good products. Those are good products to be sold on TikTok.
Yeah, they sold all leader PPs.
Well, I think don't forget about TikTok.
Okay.
If you're talking about 40 plus, if not older, then you just, not forget about it. Don't think about you're going to get much sales on that platform, so to speak. And I'm not entirely sure if the grandkids are so nice. Oh, I think my granny would love this one. I'm going to shop for him or her. I don't know the chances, how big that is.
Okay. Makes sense. So do you help? What do you? So let's talk about you. What do you do? Could you help people like us? Or what do you do for your professional work?
Well, actually, I would say that I would position myself as a live streamer, because actually that really requires a lot of operation if you're selling on TikTok, because I'm kind of like the storefront. But in order to make everything work, you need the purchasing, you need operation, you need the logistics, financing, all these kind of things, warehousing, all come to work. And for me, my major function is still actually right in front of the camera, talking to the people, replying, and then introducing the products, answering questions. So like a brand ambassador, kind of.
So if somebody here wants you to be their brand ambassador, you can help them? Because I'm not sure. Is that something, if you like their product or if somebody has a good product, they...
Absolutely.
What do you work with?
Well, actually, my audience on TikTok are primarily ladies.
Ladies?
Yes. And the age is like from 25 to 60 above. What? So it's actually pretty, the demographics, I would say that age-wise. So it's, has a big span.
U.S. market?
Yes.
Already?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. So you're up late at night?
No, actually for me, really early, 6 o'clock, that my shift starts.
Wow, 6 a.m., very early.
Yeah. So kind of like I had to get up like 3-ish in the morning because I need to finish my food, shower, makeup, have an hour to the studio, even though with light traffic in the morning. And then we're going to go through like what's in the inventory, how was those yesterday. We're going to start with the flash sales and like what is the new arrivals, the sales combos and promotions, and new arrivals, all these kind of things. And to step into the studio. And then actually before, when we were not doing 24/7, that was actually the first shift.
Okay.
So it's like,
So is your channel 24/7 or the studio is 24/7 and you're like as your morning shift?
Yeah, my morning shift. Yes, the studio is 24/7.
But it's your channel is already when nobody else does your channel. It's just you have like your studio.
No, it's a company's.
Oh, it's a company's channel.
Yes.
Oh, got it. And then that company channel is just for 24/7.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Yo. Is there benefits of doing a company channel versus a personal channel?
Well, I've never tried personal channel, but I do see lots of actually people doing that in America. But I think the major challenge for them would be to get the products here in China. And it's relatively easier for us to do the live streaming because we're sitting like the world factory here in China. So we can basically get any kind of products. And gradually, I also see more and more factories are actually joining this ride to have their content, the videos, and live streamings on TikTok to showcase their products. Like, what was the company selling? And then the other one with this kind of neon lights for the backdrops. So they're already doing that, even not with live streaming, but already short videos on their TikTok channel.
Okay. Interesting. I'm learning more about this than you now. Interesting. So then people like, if you want to sell you find the product yourself, or do people provide you the product?
Both.
Both.
Mm-hmm. So if you're just a company buy and sell, then you have to get the products and sell it during live streams. Or if you're like a brand, the clothing brand I told you just now, then they already got their products, so they are presented and then sell it during live streams.
Okay.
And so they are actually also offer some incentives. It's like, well, you can get like a 20% discount coupon exclusively during our live streams.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
I would say the price incentives are often the incentive that is used for attracting customers, and also flash sales to get started, because we were measured by the algorithm that the first 10-15 seconds when we get started, if like the likes, the shares, the interactions, and the click-through rate of the shopping cart to shopping basket, US, UK. And also the conversion rate is like how many sales we conclude before actually they will send in a second batch of viewers.
all right.
And if everything's going according to plan, it's a good day. Otherwise, it's like... So because it takes like back then, 3 to 6 hours to get a second batch of viewers. And that's why I said you gotta be an entertainer. Because like when there's absolutely no viewers, what you gonna do? You dance, you sing, you do whatever that you can to get the viewers.
They'll come in when you start doing something crazy and viewers will come in, or how would they know you're doing that?
I would actually say that algorithms sort of like will recognize what I am doing. Because actually, if people are just keep swiping up, and then somebody is dancing or singing something actually not expecting, they may actually want to stay a couple of seconds more.
Right.
And algorithm will record out, okay, they stay for a better duration. So they would try to give you a bit more.
Okay. So, I'd love to, can you help me promote my products? Can we deal it maybe after recording or something? I mean, is there something we can...
What kind of products are we talking about? I don't know. I still don't know.
So I have 3 different kinds of products. One is actually might be the most durable. It's women's jewelry.
Oh, yes, absolutely. It's fantastic.
It's not made in China. It's made in Thailand.
Right, and selling in America?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, all label?
Yep.
Fantastic. And what kind of jewelry are we talking about?
It's like earrings, like these boho,
Okay.
like natural
The freshwater pearls? No.
pearls, like gemstones.
Ah, semi-precious or precious?
It's not precious because Amazon doesn't let us do expensive.
Ah,
It's not about they're like $20 items,
okay.
$20-$30 price.
Perfect. Because actually, I think that I've never been selling, but I experienced it. It's like $20, those kind of lab created diamond earrings for stuffs were selling so well. So it's like they were selling it like $29.99.
Oh,
But of course, then it's like a lab created diamond with a quotation mark.
okay.
But actually, they shine equally beautifully. So yeah, I would like to look into that.
Talk about it.
Sure, absolutely.
And then for the search and wrap up, we went to networking, and
All right.
it's called glad we to happen.
All right.
I learned some things. I'll share listeners learn some things. So is there ways? How would they want to work with you or your channel? Like, what is there something we can link in the show notes or ways?
Yeah, absolutely. Like LinkedIn, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram. You'll be able to find me.
All right, I'll put it in the show notes.
Please do that. Yes, sure, absolutely.
Thanks so much for having a lot of fun.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah.
Cheers. It's really cool.
The future of e-commerce is waiting. LoadPipe is back. It's a protocol. We are making the new way to do e-commerce with blockchain technology. This is very early stage, and we have Hamza as our first marketplace in this new ecosystem. It's very epic. If you want to participate, we are on an alpha stage in Q1 2024, where you can be a buyer or a vendor, application only. Check it out at hamza.biz for the marketplace or the overview of this protocol, and subscribe for updates at loadpipe.com. See you there. Thank you, Wen. That was a fun time. I can't wait until we do that again. Wen again. Let me know what you think of that show. I am so happy we pull these together, even on the road, all these things. I squeeze that in a networking event. I hope you enjoyed the quality of that. It was a bit of a louder environment, but it was a fun one. And again, like I said at the beginning, I'm getting my recovery, my rest in. I'm with the kids this weekend. I go to the pool after this show. They're in Chinese class with Grandpa as I record this. And what did I learn? Basically, just like you could assume and hear, TikTok is taking over. Everybody's talking about TikTok all over the place. I'm adjusting to it. I'm meeting a couple of different TikTokers from the community that have followings, and I'm learning about how to get this working. I met some even people that work at TikTok or the parent company there, ByteDance. So that's, of course, one we can't avoid. But we're more than Amazon sellers, right? Of course, it's cool. It sounds cool to say you're an Amazon seller, but we're brand owners. I've been saying that forever. A lot of people in this podcast and these events have been saying that. Ali Gray was a great session. I really had a great time getting to know him more. But he says, you are not an Amazon seller. You are a brand owner, you're a business owner, which is something I'm fully agreeing with. But there were some cool strategies like buying a ASIN, not a brand, right? Buying the good products, rebranding them, just pushing your limits, right? Not maybe using Amazon or any marketplace to get a start, get your niche, get your traction, get your sales and your cash flow. But we have to be going multi-channel or thinking broader. And the Phuket one was really amazing. We're going to have a video blog on Mike's blog and some recap videos and so many testimonials. But it was 15 people that went, filled up a villa. I mean, amazing. Like, I think 4 or 5 floors villa. And we had a little mastermind room, we called it. We had, of course, the kitchen area, the lounge, the pool table, the infinity pool, the beach, which was so intense. But again, the discussions were, some people paid a pretty good investment on their domain names, right? People are building out their own content, external traffic. But it's becoming more and more. I mean, the Amazon fees, I'm noticing it in my brands right now. The fees just keep on squeezing me. Like, even though Q4 sales are good, the costs in Amazon's warehouse is just high and higher and higher. Somebody's just joking about the Mike Tyson slap. Amazon does that, he's slapping us with fees. So we really got to do whatever we can to diversify and to grow our sales and get different growth hacks, reviews, AI, improving your supply chain. Of course, Justin, Easy China Warehouse, I'm so happy he came to the summit from China. Ken Chan did great stuff about supply chain and optimizing your product. That's what Chinese sellers are working on, and as international sellers, or maybe you're a Chinese seller watching this, we have to invest in our supply chain, our improving our costs, and maybe even moving up the supply chain. Imagine a seller becoming the factory. Things like this. Open your mind. Don't just stay in that little box that a lot of us in the private label world have done. Actually, a lot of people want to learn more about product development, which I take for granted because I've been doing it for so long, but I think people need to learn that, and we're going to have more content maybe like that on the show, and of course in masterminds and our events. So thanks again for watching. Can't wait till Cross Border Summit next year. I think it's going to be the exact same dates right after Canton Fair, November 3rd, 4th, and 5th, 2025. I think we'll just keep the exact same dates. It's easy to remember. Right at the beginning of November 2025. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
To get more info about running an international business, please visit our website at www.globalfromasia.com. That's www.globalfromasia.com. Also, be sure to subscribe to our iTunes feed. Thanks for tuning in.